10th of June 2007. The team froze at what they had just witnessed. In seconds, a routine weekend turned into a nightmare.
Oh, that's a big accident. Kubica.
Against all odds, he is back in a Formula One car. That was just the beginning.
Was partially severed in a high-speed rally crash in Italy.
Was partially suffered in a high-speed rally crash in Italy. The Formula One weekend started in an unusual way. Rookie Lewis Hamilton took his first ever pole position. But he wasn't the only one making waves. Another rising star quietly declared,
"Goal is to win, of course, not to fight for the 5th or 6th, but we need time."
The main goal is to win, of course, not to fight for 5th or 6th. But we need time, and everything is growing up in good direction. So let's keep growing up, and maybe one day we will be able to fight for winning races and championship. Robert Kubica, Poland's brightest talent. A year ago, he wasn't even on the grid. By his third race, he'd already stood on the podium. Formula One was going through a generational shift. Michael Schumacher had just retired, and now with a full season ahead, Kubica was aiming to take over. He only qualified 8th, and the race started without anything special happening. But then everything changed on lap 9.
Hit the rear wing as well.
Yeah, it's not really an overtaking place there.
50-50 into the corner, hit the rear wing as well. Yeah, it's not really an overtaking place there. That was just the beginning, as when they closed the pit lane. Oh, and that's why we've got Sutil having hit the wall hard at 4. The safety car appeared, but something wasn't right. So Massa's come in, and Raikkonen has come in right behind him and lost a lot of time because of it. But down here at McLaren, if you look closely at Kubica stopping at the pit exit, the light was red, but Massa and Fisichella didn't back off. That one mistake got both of them disqualified. All this madness meant Robert was stuck in 15th. He chased Jarno Trulli into turn 10, right on his tail, when suddenly...
Oh, that's a big accident for Kubica.
Oh, that's a big accident for Kubica, and a horrible accident going on there. He's moving his hands. Commentators were speechless. Never seen a car crash like that in this circuit, at that place. The crowd froze in shock. When the medics arrived, they peeled back the carbon fiber to find the driver, and somehow Kubica opened his eyes. He was rushed to the medical center. Rumors were flying, a broken leg, internal injuries. But what really happened? At nearly 300 kilometers per hour, Kubica clipped Trulli's car. He hit a small bump, barely noticeable, but it launched the car into the air. He clipped the barrier, narrowly missing another car before slamming into the concrete wall. The impact was 75 debris exploded in all directions, and Kubica's car was shattered and flying off uncontrollably. He was just a passenger as it flipped violently across the circuit, eventually coming to a stop at the hairpin runoff area in a crash eerily similar to Senna. Anyone watching it live feared the worst. Meanwhile, in the race, the chaos continued. Spinning from Trulli and Rosberg.
Synchronized spinning from Trulli and Rosberg.
Yep, the other spike is in the wall. Oh dear. It was the curb in the middle, threw him wide, classic.
Oh, we've got a car in the wall.
Yep, the other spiker's in the wall. Oh dear, it was the curb in the middle. Threw him wide. Classic. Oh, we've got a car in the wall. But Lewis Hamilton stayed ahead of it all. A historic and chaotic race gave him his first Formula One win.
But I did hear about Robert. He's a good friend of mine. I hope he's okay.
Sort of made it a little bit boring at some point, but as soon as we got going, it was exciting again. But, I did hear about Robert. He's a good friend of mine. I hope he's okay. The official report came hours later. A sprained ankle, a mild concussion, and nothing more.
And the doctor came, he saw the accident, and I say, "I have nothing, I'm fine." And they say, "It's impossible. Without hands, this will be probably game over."
I got to the hospital and the doctor came. He saw the accident and I say, "I have nothing, I'm fine." And they say, "It's impossible. Without cans, this will be probably game over." He had just survived the most violent F1 crash of the 21st century, and he wanted to keep going.
I have seen it also live when I was there, but...
Have you had a look at? Have you seen the accident on TV? Well, yeah, I have seen it also live when I was there, but that was only the beginning. What happened next felt impossible. Robert didn't just survive. After the accident, he was stronger than ever. Which leads us to exactly 1 year later in the place that almost ended his life. Can you imagine facing that nightmare again? That year, BMW had a good car, but still trailed McLaren and Ferrari. But in a surprising turn of events, Robert qualified in P2, right behind Lewis Hamilton on pole.
Right, Kubica on the left. Just looking back, is everybody going to get away cleanly? We've had quite a few first corner shunts here.
Setting the stage for absolute magic. Now Hamilton from pole on the right, Kubica on the left, just looking back. Is everybody going to get away cleanly? We've had quite a few first corner shunts here. Hamilton controlled the race from the start until the safety car appeared.
Seconds. Oh, no, the pit lane's closing. Hamilton. Presumably the red light was on. It's green now. I'd love to know whether it was red when Ferrari stopped.
Then came something no one could explain. The fuel hose was on for a good 8 or 9 seconds. Oh, it's closing. Hamilton, presumably, the red light was on. It's green now. I'd love to know whether it was red when Ferrari stopped. We've got Ferrari 17th. It's a day for the underdogs. It will be Robert Kubica down in 10th place. Fernando Alonso is 11th. Robert Kubica heads a BMW 1-2. Robert Kubica wins in Canada. He takes the lead in the Drivers' World Championship. Just like that, in a place where he almost died, he avoided disaster again, just by the narrowest of margins. What'll hurt Nick Heidfeld is that BMW had been threatening to win a race now for a while. And when it finally happens, Kubica got it, and he didn't. That's right, this was a truly special moment. He had started getting good points throughout the season. Just like Hamilton a year before, everyone knew they were looking at the future, because this win put him at the top of the championship. But sadly, the story took a turn. But BMW didn't listen. They basically gave up. Kubica kept pushing, going wheel to wheel with giants like McLaren and Ferrari, refusing to back down. Ahead of Robert Kubica picking up another podium for the BMW team, fantastic performance by him.
Nice job, Robert. Nice one, mate.
In the end, he finished the season tied on points with Raikkonen. To many, 2008 should have been his. Sadly, from there, everything went downhill, especially when BMW walked away from F1. And Kubica? He needed a new lifeline. And he got one, with Renault in 2010. However, once again, he had a subpar car. But why do we love Robert? Nice job, Robert. Nice one, mate. He dragged his tractor to 3 podiums, while his teammates struggled for points. The championship table told the whole story. People started whispering, this guy could be world champion. And then someone heard them. Ferrari called. You had signed for Ferrari.
You had signed for Ferrari?
I think it was already published. I mean, it's not something new what I say.
For 2012, you were going to be a Ferrari driver with Fernando Alonso?
I think it was already published. I mean, it's not something new what I say. For 2012, you were going to be a Ferrari driver with Fernando Alonso. Yes. Growing up in Poland, the motorsport of Kubica's childhood was not Formula One, it was rally. I was searching something.
I was searching something, a way of Formula One, which will make me become better Formula One driver.
Just before the 2011 season kicked off, his team approved one final rally for Kubica. It was a small race in Italy.
It was strange circumstances that I was offered that rally because the team felt guilty that rallies before I have so much failures with the car, they offered it me.
February 6, 2011, race day.
Destra 4, 100, 100, 100. Ok, via.
Hai fatto male?
Si è fatto male.
Suffered in a high-speed rally crash in Italy, Kubica had 7 hours of surgery after he was airlifted to a hospital near Genoa with multiple fractures. Debris scattered along the roadside. A Skoda Fabia S2000 lay crumpled. A guardrail had sliced straight through its chassis, front to rear. The co-driver, Jacob Gerber, had miraculously climbed out unharmed, but Robert Kubica was still inside, silent. The tragic part is, he saw it coming. And I remember, I woke up in Valencia, Wednesday we were testing, and I said, I don't want to go to this rally. Rescue crews arrived within minutes, but the situation was critical. Kubica was trapped, impaled by the same steel that tore through the cockpit. It would take over an hour to extract him. Then came the rush to the hospital. The situation was critical. The first operation lasted 7 hours. His right forearm was partially severed, compound fractures, shattered leg. No one knew if the arm could even be saved. The most complex limb trauma I've ever seen in a living patient, Dr. Igor Rosello. There was only one choice, put him into a coma, and just like that, the man who just signed with Ferrari, his childhood dream, now he fought to keep his life. His life and career would never be the same. Years of grueling rehab lay ahead.
Itself, that for first 16, 18 months, it was not painful. It didn't hurt because I was fighting. I was concentrating on recovery. But actually, more time was going, more difficult was becoming because the hype of that things can get sorted is disappearing.
The simple fact that he regained full movement was a miracle, but despite limited use of his right arm and shoulder, he achieved the impossible. This weekend, he is back in a Formula One car, and I just want to say so. In 2019, Kubica was returning to F1. He took his first steps back in 2017 when he conducted closed tests with Renault. Robert proved that he could drive an F1 car with one hand. And then, 8 years after the accident, Kubica got his chance.
Today be announcing the second seat for the Williams racing team for 2019 will be Robert Kubica.
But it was in the slowest car on the grid. Williams was nowhere. And the most painful part, he was being beaten by a rookie, George Russell. Just like that, it felt like the story was over. The man once destined to be world champion, left behind by the sport he almost died for.
You make your life hard because you try to do things like you were doing them before. But with my limitations, most of the things you cannot do them.
It seemed like his story was over. But Kubica kept pushing forward. He moved into endurance racing, competing in the World Endurance Championship. And at Le Mans, his team was leading, just minutes from glory. No! So it was another failure. But then came Le Mans 2025. Driving the yellow number 83 Ferrari, Kubica crossed the line first. He had done it. Had a 7-hour operation to put his arm back on again, and then 17 more operations after that. 51 last year, and the 83A, of course, of Ferrari wins Le Mans 2025. He became the first Polish driver to win the 24 hours of Le Mans. And after all the pain, the best chance at Ferrari, the crash that changed everything, this was the one that mattered. And you know what made Robert special? He never gave up. Like the other drivers who suffered serious injuries and kept fighting, which I covered in my previous.